Greetings. Welcome from Oklahoma City. I'm Bob Ulrich. I'm here today with Mondo Gonzalez to talk about our upcoming Homeward Bound Prophecy Conference in Colorado Springs. Mondo, you think we're living in the last days?
Absolutely. I mean, with the topics that we have covered, I think anybody that would have doubt over the last couple of years, I think that's going to be blown out of the water, so it's clearly.
You know, I sat down a little while ago and made a list of a lot of the sessions that we're going to be streaming from the event. FYI, we've registered about 835 people so far, which is an absolutely fabulous response. Okay. And we have maybe 15 tickets left. That's probably all we're going to be able to fit into the hotel in Colorado Springs. But we're focused now on the live streaming of the event. Starting on Friday, we'll begin at 9 o'clock in the morning, streaming 144 messages. It's a little bit complicated, but you know, we've got 24 speakers at the conference. And so we have quite an interesting lineup and subjects. I think the important thing for people to recognize is when you sign up for the streaming, which you can do at prophecywatchers.com, you're going to have 6 months to watch all of these messages. You don't have to be there in person. You can watch any time of the day, any time of the night, whenever it's convenient for you. You'll be able to access those files, those video files, and watch at your convenience over the next 6 months. I think that's important for people to recognize.
Yeah, I mean, when we think about, you know, a lot of people have restrictions on their traveling, and we've kind of been sharing that with a lot of you. Just, you know, you couldn't make it, or, you know, for whatever reason, you know, some people are still concerned about traveling, but to have this option, not to miss out on anything, plus to have access to the rest of it is incredible.
Well, we call it the next best thing to being there. Mm-hmm. You know, we also call our ministry things you'll never hear in church. Or on YouTube or on Facebook for various reasons that I'm sure you understand. But we got an interesting letter, an email from a guy that I want you to read, Mondo, because I think it kind of summarizes who we are at Prophecy Watchers and what we do. Would you mind reading through that?
Yeah, this is a gentleman that had just, you know, supported our ministry, and we reached out to him in gratitude, and he responded and said, "You are very welcome, and I wish that I could give more. Our time certainly feels like the final stretch to redemption, and you are one of a small handful of ministries that lean into the full power of the gospel without minimizing its profound supernatural nature. So I applaud you sincerely. I love your guests, and it's encouraging to know that those of us who are dissatisfied with churchianity are seeking to understand the deeper mysteries of Scripture and are not alone. I look forward to seeing how Jesus' promises are revealed and pray that your mission continues to succeed in reaching hearts and minds throughout the world." So this is awesome to get encouraged.
Well spoken. Yeah. You know, our ministry is kind of unusual and unique in the world of Bible prophecy. We cover a broad spectrum of subjects. In fact, I'm going to read off just a short list, actually a long list, of some of the message titles at the conference. And if this doesn't get your interest in hearing about the prophecies, what we believe are the last days, nothing will. Mondo, just to give people an idea, we're going to be talking about the Great Reset. You know, we've all been talking about it and witnessing the things going on in our country and the world right now. And it's all part of a pre-orchestrated plan, don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you think about, even you think 2 years ago, very few people, even many Christian prophecy teachers, either talked about the Great Reset or the World Economic Forum, and now for those that are in the know, it's just it's a common phrase. Everybody knows about it now in that sense.
Well, inflation is out of control. Interest rates are rising. Used car values are going through the roof, as I've experienced. Housing prices, even in Oklahoma City, are just becoming insane, and it's leading us down this road of a tremendous national debt. Bill Koenig is going to be talking about the digital dollar and the plans of the government that are in place now, you know, to replace our monetary system at some point, possibly in the very near future. Now, of course, we're going to be talking about Russia and Ukraine, the religion of Vladimir Putin, some of the subjects from Nathan Jones, from Brandon Holthouse, from Bill Salas, talking about Ezekiel 38 and how all these pieces fit together, I think are really going to open people's eyes to where we really are on the prophetic clock. L.A. Marzulli, of course, is going to be with us. I'm looking at his message title, and I can just tell you that L.A. has warned me that he's going to be talking about something very, very controversial. Let's just say it's definitely going to be interesting to the audience, some things they probably never heard before. He's also going to be talking about the lost civilizations and his continuing search for the Nephilim throughout the world. That's a subject that we cover here that a lot of ministries don't. The Nephilim, UFOs, the supernatural, all these kind of fit into the end times.
It's exciting because, I've been partnering with LA since 2014, so we're not done yet. We have several things that are in the pipes, or in the pan, so to speak, and because we're on the trail, because why? Because these things help us to see the supernatural nature of the Bible, and it's sad that so many people, again, true brothers and sisters around the world in the church, their leadership doesn't talk about these things, and so these are extremely important. Again, to me, it's just a reminder that Jesus told us to watch, and we're trying to be obedient to that.
The name of our conference is the Homeward Bound Conference, and as the old lyric goes, we'd like to be homeward bound. Pentecost is just 2 weeks after our conference, which I do find interesting if you follow and study the Jewish feast days. One of the favorite messages I think we're going to hear at the event, actually two favorites. One of them is your message, is the rapture of the church in the Olivet Discourse in Matthew 24. And I'm looking forward to that. Another message, really fascinating, a guy by the name of Lee Brainerd, and you may not be familiar with Lee. I actually heard him speak for the first time at the Dallas pre-trib conference, and he spoke about the real story behind John Nelson Darby. Well, his message at this conference is destroying the myth of the pre-wrath rapture. So if you're coming to the conference, that's a message that you're not going to want to miss, because I know this is something that's increased in popularity, indicating that the church is going to go through part of the tribulation and defining what the wrath of God actually is.
Yeah, Lee, if you look at his material, he's really a great Greek scholar. He understands it very clearly, and I like, as you saw in the pre-trib conference, he's extremely a great speaker. He's articulate. He's very organized, and he always gives a powerful presentation. So
he's passionate.
He is.
Yeah,
it's
passionate.
exciting.
Yeah, definitely. It caught me by surprise. Ken Johnson, of course, has pretty much been at all of our prophecy conferences. He's been exploring the Dead Sea Scrolls prophecies, and this just gets more fascinating by the day. You may be familiar with the programs we've shot with him on the Dead Sea Scrolls calendar. And lately, we've been exploring the Septuagint Bible, which, I'll be frank with you, I hadn't studied a lot over the years, but the more I learn about it, the more I'm realizing how much I don't know. But this was the Bible Jesus read from. This was the Bible of the apostles. This was the Bible of the church fathers. So what's so special about the Septuagint Bible, and how is it different from our English Bibles? Doug Woodward is going to be talking about a subject entitled Rebooting the Bible, and some of the rabbinic conspiracies that actually took place to change some of the passages in the Old Testament to deny that Jesus is the Messiah, which when you begin to study it is just truly a fascinating subject.
Yeah, it really is. There's been so much research over the past few years on that exact topic, and Doug has been one of the ones that has been publishing that material. And to me, these are just exciting times. There's so much information that we have in order to solidify our faith in the gospel. It's just tremendous.
We're living in the last days. Bob McGinnis is going to be with us talking about the role of China in the New World Order. Pastor Tom Hughes is going to be with us, and his message title is just one word: collapse. And we can see the handwriting on the wall, for lack of a better word, about what's happening in our country. Our national debt is soaring out of control. This can't go on forever. At some point in time, the Great Reset is going to happen. And it's not just going to happen in America, it's going to happen throughout the entire world. Mm-hmm. Nathan Jones is going to be talking about the fate of Islam. I think it's interesting to me that there's a group of people who believe in Islamic Antichrist. We, of course, don't teach that. We believe the Antichrist has a Roman and a Greek bloodline. But Nathan is going to be talking about the fate of Islam. What happens to Islam in the days ahead? Randall Price. You and I heard Randall speak down in Dallas, and his message was so awesome and so powerful. I asked him to redo the message at our conference, which he gladly agreed to do. And so if you want to tune into that message for sure. The rapture in the Old Testament. Who ever heard of such a thing? J.D. Farag. This is interesting. What we've done is we've taken a lot of the best messages from older conferences that are still very practical for today. This is J.D. Farag's message on the rapture in the Old Testament. Jan Markell isn't going to be with us at the conference, but she will be, through a rerun of a program she shot in the past on the New World Order. So we call it the best of collection from some of the past conferences. So if you don't like the messages being preached in these 2 rooms, you can go to the 3rd room. Of course, if you're live streaming the conference, you can watch all 3 messages and you don't miss anything. Mm-hmm. Mondo, 2 of the most interesting subjects to me are being preached by Bill Koenig. The future of Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump. Yeah. Where do we go from here? And Bill's second message is what happened in the 2020 election and why the midterm elections coming up in November are so critically important for the future of our country and the future of our world. And I know Bill is excited about those messages. Derek Gilbert is going to be talking about Mount Hermon. Mm-hmm. And if you're not familiar with Mount Hermon, according to the book of Enoch, a group of angels descended on Mount Hermon in the ancient past. And they produced a race of hybrid giants, mixed seed with human women. And Mount Hermon is supposedly the landing place of these falling angels. So you're going to want to hear what Derek has to say. This is another really interesting, in fact, good luck getting a seat in this room. It's the Mondo and Marzulli show. And they're going to be talking about the Nephilim and UFOs in a Q&A session. So if you're curious about this, and I can already hear some of the questions, Mondo, are the Nephilim among us today?
That's right.
We kind of know what's coming, but between LA and Mondo, I might actually have to go in there and be the moderator of that, just to keep LA calmed down as he begins to talk about some of these subjects. Anyway, as you can tell, we just have a massive list of messages, 144 messages, 6 months to watch all of them. That's less than 1 message a day. You can actually probably take a month and a half off and still see them all. The cost of live streaming the event is $85. It's a one-time fee. So what you need to do to sign up is go to prophecywatchers.com, scroll down the page to the bright blue live streaming banner, click on the banner. It'll take you to our live streaming partner, a company called Uscreen, and you'll be able to register for the event there. You'll be able to pay the $85 fee. And come Friday around 9 o'clock in the morning, you'll be able to dial in on the internet and watch 144 incredible messages from really the leading voices in the world of Bible prophecy today.
Yeah, I mean, this is not something that you want to miss. And again, these are exciting times. I mean, here we are. We have the privilege of being able to really have one of the biggest prophecy conferences in the entire country after the whole COVID incident. And here we're going to have a lot of us in person. We're going to be able to just sit around and relax and talk between. And it's just going to be, as you guys know,
exciting.
It's exciting.
Yeah, when you come to the conference, if you're one of the 835 people, it's a great experience to be around like-minded people, to be able to visit, with the authors, to come and look at all the book tables and all the resources we have there. A few years ago, I remember someone saying, Chuck Missler actually took me to lunch. And so it's exciting to meet some of these people that you only see on TV. As an added bonus, in addition to the 144 messages, we're also going to offer a free 1-year digital subscription to the Prophecy Watchers magazine. And as you can see from the cover of the latest magazine, there's the beautiful hotel in Colorado Springs. We've been there many times now. Just a beautiful place, a beautiful location to have an event, and something we're looking forward to. If you have trouble signing up for the live streaming, just call us here at the ministry, toll free. You can see the number on your screen, and we'll help you through the process if you need help. Mondo, that was a mouthful.
Yeah, good times. Good times coming.
As always, it's a pleasure visiting with you.
Yeah, it's good times.
Looking forward to actually hearing your message at the conference this year, and I'm sure it's going to create a lot of interest.
Yeah, well, definitely the topics we're going to discuss is, I think it'll be interesting, and we're trying to approach things scripturally and biblically, and also think outside the box a little bit.
We're good at that.
Yeah, we're good at that.
Not everyone agrees with us, but we're trying our best to stick to the Bible and stick to the gospel message. Anyway, Bob Ulrich from here in Oklahoma City with Mondo Gonzalez. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope to see you here, there, or in the air. God bless.